Okay, so the last word for today is controlled experiment. An experiment where only one variable is manipulated at a time. So this idea of having a controlled experiment is very important. Because when we test things, when we test our hypothesis to answer whatever question about the world we have, when we test our hypothesis, we need to make sure that whatever data that we're getting from our experiment relates directly to our hypothesis and our question. If we change too many things at the same time, then we can't really be sure that our hypothesis was true or false. Because as you add more and more factors into the situation, then things kind of get harder and harder to tell why did it happen. For example, if you had if I came into this room, and let's say we had it was a room full of daycare kids, right? Or we normally have daycare kids in here. And so let's say I come into this room and there's this huge purple stain on the rug. And I know that I had grape juice, right? And so my first guess is this is probably grape juice, and I could kind of investigate and figure it out. But then my next thing that I want to know is, okay, who spilled my grape juice all over my floor? If there was only one kid there that day, then who spilled my grape juice becomes pretty obvious, right? If there was 100 kids there that day, then who spilled my grape juice becomes much more complicated to figure out. The same thing applies for experiments. If you change one thing, then it's pretty easy to know that one thing was the cause of whatever happened. If you change multiple things, then it becomes a lot harder to know what caused the change. So when we do an experiment, we want one independent variable. We want one thing that we change so that the dependent variable is also one thing that we're studying. If we change multiple things at the same time, then it's no longer a controlled experiment, and it's much harder to interpret your data. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes to finish up on make sure that you have, for each word, you either write the word in your own definition, your own words, so you write the definition of the word in your own words, or you have a picture for it. So I'll give you a couple minutes to work on that.